And the wind blowing out. There it goes, a long drive. If it stays fair, home run. We will have a 7th game in this 1975 World Series. A lot of body English for Carlton Fisk. Watch him.
How many steps does he take? One. He waits to see it. Get over. Get over.
He knew it. There it is.
Hi again, it's Corey with DNC Ball Cards, back again with another Junk Wax era video. Today we're going to be busting into a box of 1989 Bowman. A little bit about this box and Bowman in general. Bowman was one of the earliest post-war producers of baseball cards, and the sets ran from 1948 until the brand was acquired by Topps in 1955. And at that point, after 1955, Bowman stopped producing baseball cards. Rather than continue to produce a Bowman set, Topps obviously ended the production, and this acquisition of Bowman essentially gave Topps a monopoly in the baseball card industry until the early 80s, when Donruss and Fleer entered the game. Facing increasing competition after losing market share to Fleer, Donruss, Score, and now Upper Deck, which also debuted in 1989, Topps revived the Bowman brand. And this is the first edition, which you can see is actually billed as the comeback edition here. 1989 Bowman is a 484 card set, which was released in July of 1989. So in the middle of the baseball in the middle of the baseball season is when these cards came out, which actually allowed Topps via the Bowman brand to actually put cards with players that had been traded. You can see they're actually marketing Ken Griffey Jr. here, his rookie card on the box. So it gave them a little advantage over the competition from that perspective. It was billed as the comeback edition, but it actually bears little resemblance to the prospect and rookie-laden brand that it is today. The set is arranged alphabetically by team's city name, starting with the American League and then the National League. The design of this set was meant to resemble the 1953 Bowman color baseball set. Each card measures 2.5 inches by 3 3/4 inches, which was the Bowman size from 1953 to 1955. As most of you probably know, that's a 1/4 inch longer than the typical post-1957 card that we're used to. So as a result, these cards don't fit into your standard 9-pocket sheet for albums, top loaders, or the cardboard set boxes. The lack of compatibility with this obviously hurt sales. This was the only year that they experimented with that. The backs of the 1989 Bowman cards are a little unique too. They're very analytical, showing statistics on how the player fared against their opponents the prior year. That's a little bit of a difference between these cards and other cards of that time. Of the 484 cards in the set, 46 are rookie cards, and the key rookies from the set include Jim Abbott, Robin Ventura, Gary Sheffield, Tino Martinez, Rob Dibble, Chris Sabo, Sandy Alomar Jr., John Smoltz, and Ken Griffey Jr. Obviously, the Smoltz and Griffey cards, both of those are Hall of Famers, so those would be the key cards that we'd be looking for as far as rookies go. This is a wax box, which has 36 packs per box, 14 cards per pack. So there are 504 cards in this box. Again, the set is 484 cards, so we're not going to complete the set with one box because you're going to get many duplicates, but there are 504 cards in this box, and there are some I guess what you consider inserts, 11 Bowman reprints. This 11 card set features reproductions of classic era Bowman cards. I do remember a Jackie Robinson card. I believe there's a Duke Snider card, among others. So I would love to get the Jackie Robinson or Satchel Paige insert if I were choosing as we break into this box. So Without further ado, we'll go ahead and do that. One of the distinct things I do remember from being a kid about this set is I do remember when this set came out. This was really when I was starting to really get into baseball card collecting, and the orientation of the packs and the box. You know, most boxes were oriented, you know, this way and put on a shelf in this manner. These packs are obviously oriented landscape version, and I just remember that very distinctly, thinking it was a little bit of an odd thing to do. Probably they did that because of the unique length of these cards, I'm sure. So we're just going to go ahead and get all of our packs out before we bust into these. Was able to get this box on eBay along with another box. Average price that I paid for both the boxes, I believe, ended up being just less than $10, 9 something and change per box. So just nothing that's going to be extremely valuable, obviously, in these packs. This is really just more about the fun of opening a pack of cards from 1989, basically 30 years ago at this point. This actually says 12 pitcher cards, so I think my stats that I read may have been a little wrong. Pulled that information online, so I think it said 14 cards, but this shows 12 cards, so we're not going to have 504 cards in the box. So I think we'll just go ahead and bust into these. Now, little something unique about these cards as well. The names are not listed on the front of the cards. You can see there is a piece of gum included in each box, and it's much less sticky compared to some other boxes I've opened in the past from the Topps brand. So we may not have a problem with it sticking, but certainly there is a nice gum stain there, no doubt. But what is on the front are the autographs, and that's one of our inserts. We'll talk about that in a second. But as you can see, unless I can read that autograph or I recognize the player, I'm not necessarily going to know who the player is, and probably not necessarily going to take the time to flip the cards over if I don't, unless I'm just curious. And obviously I'll recognize most of the stars and semi-stars. That looks like a Mickey Mantle card there. Obviously switch-hitting Mickey Mantle. There he is, batting right-handed, and it's not going to tell me. This is just a little generic information here, but that is cool. You know, these aren't worth anything, but they're still just really, really cool. You can see they very nicely put reprint on there. I'm assuming those are true reprints of the 1953 set. I'm not positive, but I believe so. So, is that Rusty Wallet? No, Rex Hudler. So, anyways, yeah, I'm probably not going to do that on everyone. If I know who it is, we'll do that. Steve Finley, I think, maybe. Yeah, Steve Finley. Yeah, we're just going to go through these. Kelly somebody. Here's a Bill Ripken card. So, you can see, looking at that card, it does have a very distinct feel. It does kind of have an older feel to it. Just the headshot like that, you know, very reminiscent of like what I remember from the 1952 Topps set. And then we can look on the back, and this is what we were talking about. Some people like this, some people don't. It's you know, it's like an Excel spreadsheet. Obviously, there you see across the top, you know, all the various teams listed: Red Sox, Angels, and it shows how many games they played against that opponent and how they performed against that specific opponent. And so, as an example, Bill Ripken had 2 home runs this particular year, one against the Mariners, I think, and one against the Tigers, maybe, if I'm seeing that correctly. So, I don't know. That is, it's kind of cool, I guess. I'd rather see probably the career statistics, but that is an interesting way to approach it for the 1988 season. This is obviously the 1989. That's Kent Herbeck, Mookie Wilson here. So I'm going to flip these over. I think that's Michael Sharperson, maybe. Yeah. And there's Steve Avery, who was a highly sought after prospect at one point. Not sure who that is. There's a Robin Yount. So that's that's just a cool looking card. It's really profile. Not profile, just a face shot of the player. That classic Milwaukee Brewers cap there. Later in his career at this point, Jesse Roscoe. Yeah. So just keep going here. Like I said, obviously we'd like to get there are some nasty gum stains here. We'd like to get the Griffey Jr. and Smoltz. Obviously, all the usual suspects are going to be in here. Nolan Ryan, who's actually pictured as a Ranger, because they released this set at mid-year, as opposed to a Houston Astro. Kirk Gibson there, with some nice pine tar action. Carmelo Martinez, Mitch Webster. I think that's Duke Snyder. I believe so. Matt Noakes here. Wesley Gardner. Almost looks like that's at Wrigley, but he's with the Red Sox. Interleague play had not started at that point in time, so I'm not sure exactly where he's at. Tim Burke, Jerry Roos. Not sure exactly who that is, and Hall of Famer Harold Baines here. These cards are opening really easy. The box here appears to have been really well kept, so cards look to be in nice mint condition. I think we've got a gum stain here on the back of a Hall of Famer. I've said before, I do think these cards should be wax and gum stains should make the card more valuable, because there's only 1 or 2 per pack, obviously, depending on if it's a wax or a gum stain. Sean Dunston here. His autograph there. Jamie Quirk. That looks like, is that Doug Drabeck? I don't know. No, it's not. Scott Medvin. Not sure who that is. So here's our Mike Schmidt Hall of Famer card with the nice gum stain on the back. And there is a nice Mickey Mantle card. Not exactly sure which year that is. Early to mid 50s, obviously. That's Teddy Higuera, Vince Coleman, Rob Murphy, and Craig Reynolds. So yeah, the biggest problem with this set, and I definitely think the reason it's, not as popular as probably it deserves to be, there's another Hall of Famer with a nice gum stain, is the size. They're just hard to store, they're hard to store and keep in, mint condition, or, without damaging the corners or the tops of the card, because they are just longer than what you're used to. So that's Tim Teufel. Not sure. Chris Bossio. Stan Jefferson, yeah. There's a Tony Gwynn. The photography on this is, I'd say this is rather unique. These are some nice pictures. Most of these are close-up shots of the player. And there's Gwynn with no cap on. Rather unique. So there's a Richie Ashburn with the Phillies, Hall of Famer. Andres Galarraga, the Expos, Jody Reed. And there's our checklist. There's some people out there that love those. Sadistic people. Wally Backman, Rick Honeycutt, and Andres Thomas. All right. Obviously, if you're collating a set, you want those checklists. We got one of those. I guess these aren't. I guess technically they're inserts. There's one insert per pack on these Bowman reprints. That's Tom Gordon there. Yeah. John Smiley, Gary Gaetti, Kevin Elster, Juan Samuel, Darnell Cole, and there's a Satchel Paige. That would be an awesome card to actually own in real life. The original. Ken Phelps, I think. Alvin Davis. Not sure. John Dobson. Jim Sundberg. Mike Albrecht. I'm not sure. And then Harold Reynolds. So no Griffey, no Smoltz yet. As I said, Nolan Ryan's in here, Cal Ripken, Mark McGuire, who is actually on the box, being marketed on the box. All the usual suspects from this time period: Roger Clemens, George Brett, all your stars. Barry Bonds, obviously. There's a Jack Clark. There's an Eddie Murray. Very cool card, Hall of Famer here with the Dodgers. There's a Ryan Sandberg, your classic one-knee baseball pose. Glove and the ball in the background there. Jeff Kimbrell, maybe. That's Danny Tartable. Some kind of gun, wax staining or something there, I think. There is Willie Mays. Is that 53 Bowman? I'm not sure. I think it's maybe 51. No, I don't think it's 51. Anyways, I'm not sure. Some people out there probably. I know you guys know. I'm not sure who that is. Mike Lavalier. Dave Martinez. Randy Myers. Dwight Evans. And Andy Allenson. See, the card number itself is taking up quite a, it's a rather prominent feature on the back of the card. It's a little unique as well. All right, Dave Proctor. Show you some of these. Greg Brock. These are a little hard to read. Richie Ashburn, Rob Murphy, Craig Reynolds. There's Denny Martinez, Joe Carter. Joe Carter's got a nice signature there. Dan Plesac, yeah. Tom Henke. Hinky. Yeah, he kind of, I don't know, he looks a little dorky there with his 1980s glasses. All right. There is some serious gum stains on there, even though the gum is not, I mean, really stuck to the back. We got a Jackie Robinson there. Bobby Witt, I think. I'm not sure. Bud Black. Royce Clayton. Paul Kilgus. Yeah. Willie Ansley. I'm not sure who that is. Yeah, there is Jackie. Jackie Robinson. That's either 49 or 50 Bowman. It's either 49 or 50. I'm sure of that. Gary Sheffield, that is a rookie card of Gary Sheffield, member of the 500 Home Run Club. Not a Hall of Famer, but Ivan Calderon, John Kruk here, Jody Reed again, Mark Grace, cool looking card there, action shot. A ton of action shots in this set. You know, it's one of the few I've noticed so far, really. Kevin Mitchell. And that is a Yogi Berra card. Very distinct. Yogi Berra, Mike Harkey, Damon Berryhill, Brian Downing. I'm not sure who that is. Bill Long. There's a Jose Canseco. So that's a cool card. His hair just kind of blends in with the background there. But Jose Canseco is definitely a superstar at the time for sure. Household name, whether you were a baseball fan or not. John Shelby, Frank Williams, and there's George Brad. Look at George's signature. A very elementary signature. I like it. We do have some staining, and look at that. That's another Hall. I think that's our third Hall of Famer with rather significant gum stain there, so definitely in support of these gum stain cards being worth more now. These cards do shed a little bit. You can see we're kind of got a little mess here with some cardboard shavings and some wax as well. It's stuck there a little bit. Julio Franco. I think it's Leland McClendon and Lloyd McClendon, and he may have been a manager of the Pirates. I may be getting him mixed up with someone else, but Derek Lilliquist, Jay Howell, I think, Dwight Smith. There's another Satch. Pete Harnish. Ray Quinones. Cal Daniels. Andy Van Slyke. And Gary Templeton. I do like. There's something about the plainness of these cards, the callback to the earlier era of baseball cards. Kind of something endearing about that for me. I do like the photography. I do think there's a lot of poses such as this. of poses. Curtis Wilkerson. There's a Whitey Ford, chairman of the board. There's a Hall of Famer, Lee Smith. He's also in front of some kind of bush or something. Definitely not ivy, I don't think. Zane Smith. There's Dennis Eckersley. That's a cool card. Kind of get to see these guys up close and personal, you know, humanizes them a little bit. Andres Galarraga again. And we got Mark Davis and Bobby Bonilla. Still looking for our Griffey and Smoltz card. I'd like to get a Nolan Ryan, Mark McGuire. Bill Wegman, yep, Bill Wegman. I don't know. Odeby McDowell. Jack McDowell. There's a Nolan Ryan. It's got some staining on it. It's got some kind of wax stain there. But there he is with the Rangers. Like I mentioned, I'm not sure if he was traded. I guess he was probably traded in the offseason or signed in the offseason. I guess he was a free agent. Yep, free agent signed in 1988. But I guess a lot of the other sets had already produced cards with him as an Astros and or as an Astro. I do know he was also in a Rangers uniform in the high series of Upper Deck. I believe he was throwing a football there. But I do think his low series card, 1989, was with the Astros. There's another Mickey Mantle, Jody Davis, QB Brooks, Eric Plunk. There's a Donnie Baseball. That's a good looking card too. Harold Reynolds and Mark Dubik's. Rafael Ramirez. It's Jamie Moyer. That's not Steve Sachs, is it? No, Jimmy Jones. I was way off. I don't know, almost looks like an S and an S, but that's a Jimmy. That's a J and a J. There's John Smoltz. So that's a John Smoltz rookie card. Fresh-faced kid there. Now he's does a great job in the booth. Hall of Famer, obviously. Starter and reliever in his career. Brett Saberhagen. Another Mantle. Kevin McReynolds. Davis. Glenn Davis. Yeah. Dave Valley. Luis somebody. Pascual Perez. That's very, very elementary signature as well. Just a print signature, but very distinct as well. That's going to be my biggest. I'm going to have to try to figure out how to store these cards. Just not sure. I don't know the best way to try to store these. Lance McCullough, Dwight Smith, David Proctor, Ricky Jordan, so that is Andy Hawkins, another Richie Ashburn, Jim Gantner, yep. There's Hall of Famer Gary Carter. Looks like that's maybe Ryan Sandberg he's tagging out, or that's a cool card. Scott Bradley, Otis Nixon there, Jack Howell, Jeff Robinson. These cards are kind of fun to open. Probably nowhere near as fun as some of the new Bowman products where you're certainly maybe chasing some prospects or stashing the cards away in anticipation of going back through them at some point in the future to see if any of the players have become stars. There's Eddie Murray and Ryan Sandberg. I think those were back-to-back earlier. Jeff Kimbrell, Danny Tartable. Yeah, Danny Tartable. Brad DeCab, Duvall, Devin White. There's another Billy Mays, Dave Steeb, Jimmy Key, Gene Larkin, I believe. Jose De Leon, yeah. Ron Gant. And Jose Uribe, I think, yep. Probably say if I don't get the Griffey, definitely would probably be I would definitely be disappointed. I think that is the biggest card to obtain here. That's a cool Ted Williams card. It may be like the 54, 55 Bowman, I'm not sure. Wally Backman, Rick Honeycutt, Andres Thomas, Ken Phelps, Alvin Davis, Rick Leach, Chris Bosio, Stanley Jefferson. There's another Tony Gwynn card. This one with no gum stain. So Dave Rigetti and Dickie Thon, I think. Yep, Dickie Thon. Sometimes I wonder what some of these guys are up to now. I'm sure they're outliving them. Most of these guys, I'm sure, are still living. Not all of them, obviously, but most of these guys are probably having a nice retirement. John Shelby, I think. Frank Williams. There's another George Brett. George Brett just looks like a ball player, you know. Charles Nagy, I think. Jack Clark. There's Yogi again. Is that Storm Davis? Okay, John Franco. Oh, I know who this is. Is that Dave? No, I don't know who that is. Tony Armas. Okay. Teddy Aguirre and Vince Coleman. Yeah, there's definitely some sequencing. That's a couple. I know I've gotten a few of these in the same order. That's a common problem for cards of this era. Okay. Gary Gaetti, Kevin Elster, Juan Samuel, Darnell Coles, I don't know who that is, Al Patrique, Tim Teufel. There's Duke Snyder, Sean Sundberg, Mike Aldretti, Frank White, Dave Henderson, I believe, and Joel Youngblood. All right, would be nice to get a Bo Jackson as well. Darryl Strawberry, Dwight Gooden. Tons of superstars that aren't Hall of Famers in this era. All right, Rich Renteria. He may have braces. I can't tell. I think he does have braces. I'm sure Sure his teammates liked that. Alan Ashby, Dave Svin, I think. There's Tino Martinez. That's Tino Martinez rookie card. Go on. Have a good career with the Yankees. There's another Mantle. Mark Kubica. Kevin McReynolds. Glenn Davis. David Valley. Gerald Young, I think. Yeah. Rance Mulliniks. That's it. Alright. Well, we're probably over halfway through. And we need to get a Griffey. We did get a Smoltz. Got a Nolan Ryan. Cal Ripken would be nice to get as well. And there's another Nolan Ryan. So speak of the devil. That is our second Nolan Ryan. Julio Franco again. Lloyd McClendon. Derek Lilliquist. Jay Howell. There's another Satch. Ozzie Smith, Hall of Famer. Nice little card. Ruben Sierra. Oh, look at this name. Chuck Jones, maybe? Chris James. Close. That's Benito Santiago there. Dan Pasqua. And Mark Davis. Well, that's a good card to get here. Probably my favorite pitcher for sure of this era. Last card. We'll see who that is. Todd Worrell. Paul Gibson. Todd Robinson. Fred Manrique. There's Wade Boggs. Hall of Famer. Look at the basilic. It's of course it's nasty gum stain. Yeah, no, we won't take the time to look at that. Another Mickey Mantle, Dave Cone. There's a Mark McGuire. So now we're making some progress here. Big Mac, Spike Owen. And there's Greg Maddux. Young, skinny Greg Maddux. Alright. We've got another John Smoltz rookie. Another Brett Saberhagen, Bill Wegman, O.W. McDowell. There's another card. Jack McDowell, another Mickey Mantle, Bobby Bonilla, Dave Steve, Jimmy Key, Gene Larkin, Jose De Leon, and Ron Gant. Remember Ron Gant? I thought Ron Gant played outfield. I guess he played infield, maybe early in his career. Well, I may be wrong. Maybe he was an infielder all along, but I thought he played outfield. Okay. Alan Ashby. Dale Svin, Tino Martinez, rookie, Tom Gordon, John Smiley. I think that's Duke Snyder again. Paul Ossenmacher, I think. Frank Tanana, Wesley Gardner. There's another Gary Sheffield, rookie. Sheffield, another guy played infield early in his career there with the Brewers. Ivan Calderon, Gene Nelson. Hall of Famer, Dave Rigetti, Dickie Thon, Mike Birkbeck, Jimmy Moyer. Those cards right there are sticking together. There's that Jimmy James, I think. Mickey Mantle, Jose Uribe, Storm Davis, John Franco, Tony Armas, I think. Donnie Baseball here. And then Roberto Alomar, Hall of Fame second baseman. Roberto Alomar probably kind of damaged his career with the whole ending up with spitting on the umpire incident late in his career. Mike Maddox, Curtis Wilkerson, Bobby Witt, there's Jackie. Who that is? Vance Law. There's Keith Hernandez, the boyfriend from Seinfeld. Sure, he hates being more known for that. I don't know if he hates that. I know he's working for the Mets. I've seen him interview Jerry Seinfeld, who's a big Mets fan, on a few occasions. So. We can still get a Griffey here, but we are definitely running out of time. And here is a form of a Griffey here. This was father-son. I know that there's also a Ripken and an Alomar family of this. So actually, I guess this is Ken Griffey. Senior's card, and actually it's funny, it references, it says see card number 220 Ken Griffey Jr. So that's interesting. So I guess this is technically the base card for Ken Griffey Sr. here with the Reds. At least that's what it appears to be. So but it's got Griffey Jr. on it, so I'm gonna count it. I still want the base card for Griffey. Obviously there's Brian Harkey, Steve Lake, and there's Jim Abbott, rookie card. Walt Terrell, and here's the Hawk, my favorite player of all time, with a nice 1-of-1 gum stain. You'll never find another gum stain exactly like that on a 1989 Bowman Andre Dawson card. Hit me up if you want it. Ted Williams there. Kevin Seitzer, Tony Pena. There it is. Ken Griffey Jr. Was this the same? I think this may have been the same pack that we just got as the other Griffey. So, Ken Griffey Jr. Card looks good. Sharp corners, I think. So that's cool. That's my first Griffey Jr. 89 Bowman. So, made this box worthwhile. Maybe we'll get another one. You never know. You never be too greedy when it comes to opening baseball cards. Got another nice gum stain on another nice card there. All right, is that Jeffrey Leonard? Yeah, okay. Mitch Webster. R.C. Is that Roberto Kelly? Yeah, R.C. Kelly. Not R. Kelly. Kevin Gross. Eddie Whitson. And there's Dwight Gooden. Look at that. That's a beautiful card. Dwight Gooden having some fun, laughing, living it up. Definitely got some wax stains there. I can feel that. It's definitely wax or something. Could be this gum stain bleeding through. I'm not sure, but another 1-of-1 there. So Duke Snyder. Von Hayes. Charlie Huff with the knuckler there. Jeff Ballard, Mike Scott. There's Big Dale Murphy. Rick Sutcliffe. Dale Murphy's a good follow on Twitter. If you haven't followed us, do so at DC Ball Cards. When you're on there, go ahead and give Dale Murphy a follow. He's a good baseball ambassador in his retirement days. I think he should be a Hall of Famer, personally. He was, for an entire region, which I'd just say the Southeast, in the mid to late 80s, he was, or even throughout the 80s, he was everybody's biggest. He was huge down here. Tim Tufel, Rick Leach, Chris Bosio. There's another Tony Gwynn. These cards are bad about having these stains, these little wax drippings or something. It's all over this card. Well, that's why. So that's the second Tony Gwynn that's just eaten up with a nice 1-of-1 gum stain. So, you'll never find another gum stain that goes right through the G. That's a perfect 1-of-1 unique Tony Gwynn. Ted Williams, Tim Wallet, Pete Smith. There's Greg Jeffries, superstar in the making at the time. There's a Hall of Famer, pretty late in his career, Carlton Fisk, here with the White Sox. Dave Parker. Carlton Fisk, best known for his home run in the World Series against the Reds, I believe, Game 6. He was basically willing the ball to stay fair. Unfortunately, they would go on to lose Game 7 to the Reds. Red Sox finally broke their curse in the mid-2000s. Willie Ansley, Jose Rijo, Keith Miller, Kirk Gibson. Kirk Gibson coming off his World Series heroics as well. Carmelo Martinez, Marty Barrett, Sid Bream here. He would have some playoff heroics of his own. Rounding third, sliding home to send the Braves to the World Series. Ellis Burks, Paul O'Neill. Plenty of playoff heroics himself. Bobby Thigpen. All right, so we got about, let's see, 6, 7 packs left here, including this one. So let's see what we can get. I'm trying to think if there's anybody I haven't seen. I haven't seen a Bo Jackson. Haven't seen a Darryl Strawberry. This is nice. We've got our third Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan's one of the few, I'd say junk wax era cards that retain some small amount of value, Probably sell that card for 50 cents, maybe. Julio Franco. There's a Steve Sachs card. Whitey Ford. John Kruk. Jesse Barfield. Pete Incaviglia. Showing off the guns. Alright. And I think we've got Got a Griffey. Got a couple of John Smoltzes. 3 Nolan Ryans. Got a McGuire. Got a Canseco. Haven't seen a Roger Clemens. Haven't seen a Barry Bonds. So those would be a couple, along with the Bo Jackson, along with the Cal Ripken. So there's still a few we could get here. There's Tom Gordon, John Smiley, Gary Gaetti, Kevin Elster, Juan Samuel, Darnell Cole, Duke Snyder, Nick Saski, Ron Hassey. There's Oral Hershiser. Very distinct pitching stance and throwing motion. Bulldog. Will Clark here. Is that Al Leiter, I think? Yeah, Al Leiter. John Cerruti. There's a Hall of Famer here, so that's someone else I had not thought of. Barry Larkin. Card there. Alright, so we got a Jackie. Another Jackie. Tim Leary. Deion James. There's Eric Davis. Eric Davis, something about those Reds uniforms just made him very... That's a cool looking card. I don't know. That's a throwback looking card there. Very much reminds me of like the old painted cards, like the 53 top. Very reminiscent of like a Satchel Paige 1953 Topps card there. That's a cool card. Charlie Leibrandt. There's that Barry Larkin. Hall of Famer. Witt, Buddy Black, Royce Clayton, Paul Kilgus. I think we'll hit at least one of these cards I've named off here recently that we haven't yet seen in these last few packs. There's another Smoltz rookie card, so that's 3 Smoltz rookie cards. I'm pretty sure every one of them has been on top of a Brett Saberhagen. I'm actually positive of that. Phil Wegman, Oda B. McDowell, Jack McDowell, Willie Mays. I think that's Corey Snyder, Robbie Thompson. Dennis Rasmussen. There's a Rob Dibble rookie card. Jim DeShays. Luis Rivera. All right, so three packs left. Let's see what we can get. Okay. Devin White. Steve Sachs. Pete O'Brien. Mike Maddox with a nice gum staining that's bleeding through. Whitey Ford. Eric Show. Eric Show looking... what he's going for there. Kelly Gruber, Greg Gagne, Chili Davis, Mike Scioscia, and Doug Jones. So not much going on in that pack. 2 packs left. I think they're loaded. I feel it. These packs are just bursting with Hall of Famers. There's one right off the bat. Dave Rigetti, Dickie Thon, Mike Brookback, Yogi, Pascual Perez, Mark Grace, Kevin Mitchell. There's Lee Smith. So we got actually 2 Hall of Fame closers here. 2 of the best of all time there, Lee Smith and Eckersley. Almost closing out our box. That would have been a little poetic had I chosen that pack last. But let's see what we got. Pat Tabler. Tino rookie. This one a 1/1 version. Satchel. Jeff Musselman. Not much going on in that last pack. That's okay. So all in all, pretty good. We got a lot of the reprints. Obviously, one was in every pack. Probably had the complete 11 card set of those. We got our Griffey, 3 Smoltz rookies, 3 Nolan Ryans, got a Greg Maddux. Few exceptions. We didn't get a Cal Ripken Jr., no Bo Jackson, no Barry Bonds, but that's okay. We got a Mark McGwire, Jose Canseco. Lots of fun cards. That was a fun box to kind of go through. Again, you can probably find those for about $10, probably cheaper at maybe a local card show or card shop if somebody's just wanting to get rid of some junk wax, clear out some space. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I do pretty much exclusively junk wax. Dustin has a lot of the cool modern products on his channel or on his playlist. And we would certainly enjoy it if you followed us on Twitter as well. Please leave a comment if there's anything you'd like to add to the video or tell us about. Until next time, thanks for watching.